Hello, everyone. Welcome to end the stream. This one is a bit different because this is this is the portrait one. So I hope. How are you doing, Shinedu Gabriel Dev? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Yasser is asking, what are we building today? We're going to have a look. We'll see. There are a bunch of things that I need to look into. So there could be different things. There are some things that I've built with AI that I want to take further. Well, we'll see. But where are you joining from, and what time is it there? Hi, Geometry. How's it going? It's interesting geometry, which is with a G or with a J. Hi, Danish. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I think I can hide this guy, and then maybe this is good enough. Let's have a quick look at the theme. Let's see if I can figure this out quickly. Yeah, every time when I come back to the stream, I'm always looking into the chat and fixing some of the things. But yeah, I'm going to run some agent loops. I'm going to create some SEO articles today. Also, we'll look into the chat, answer some questions. The usual, so to say. Once I figure out the chat configuration as well. Previously, I could find the option to set up the theme for the chat, and now it seems like I can't just find it. So I'm gonna stop looking for it, and let's go forward. I'm gonna hide it. Bruce says, sir, I have a question. How can I learn web development with the help of AI? Because YouTube tutorials are so long. Oh, I don't know what to say to that. You have to spend some time actually learning stuff. The thing is, if you even learn with AI to retain the knowledge in your head, you still need to do practice, right? So it doesn't really matter how much you learn. You would have to practice, and it takes time. I think the good thing about YouTube tutorials is that at least you have the possibility to follow along, and that is one of the best parts of learning with AI. Naveed says, your inspiration Hasan bhai, keep shining. Allah Pak aapko bahut sari kamyabi de. Jazakallah. Same to you. All the best and all the wishes to you as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna look at some of the things. We'll see some things with AI that we can solve today, and then yes, we'll take things forward. I have some tickets that I want to get done. I am running some loops myself, so which are solving some of the tickets, some of the issues as well. For example, my GitHub. I'm gonna try to zoom in a bit because I think a lot of you won't be able to see it if I don't. So here, for example, these PRs that you see, they are not done by me. They are done by the AI agents. So here we have the ClickUp tickets, which are created. They are assigned to Najla and Maham for production testing. So I basically usually don't do the open source projects myself. I try to use my AI agents to go through the tickets, to essentially look into the open issues, to create pull requests and whatnot. I think they can be fine most likely here. So here you will see that we have some tickets which are on the board decision, So I would have to look into these ones and then just comment on them. And when once I do, then they're going to take it forward from there. So the AI agents go through all the issues, which are, for example, here. So you'll see here we have some open issues. All of those issues are triaged or they are checked by the AI agent every now and then. Once they are looked by the AI agents, then it essentially goes ahead and sees if it needs a board review, which means does it need to go through me, or can it be something that can be taken a decision on right away. So depending on the situation, it would either assign it to me or it would just create a pull request and then merge it automatically. Keep your questions coming in and I can respond to when I can. Shinado says from Nigeria it's 8 p.m. there. Nice. It's about it's about 9 p.m. here in Sweden at the moment. Ali Adar says, please talk in Urdu or Hindi. No. If you want to watch the Urdu or Hindi, you can watch the videos that I publish usually on Facebook. This stream is going to a lot of channels. So it's going to Twitch, it's going to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc., etc. So it's going to be in English. So we can look into what the issues are and then also the tickets as well. And then I can also show you my sort of my way of how we work with AI in this. So, and I'm also checking there were some issues with the agent loop that I implemented. So we're going to debug that, fix that as well, and you can perhaps learn as well. And I will also sit down after I start my fan. Give me 1 second. Alhamdulillah. All right, so let's have a look at this ticket. So this should be this one, which needs a board review. Filed by Maham Tahir, board decision needed. Allow admin to add past events on the Code with SN website. Filed by Maham, board needs a decision. So I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can hopefully read it a bit better. Usman says, can you give us an example of the workflow? Yeah, sure. I'm going to show my workflow. I'm going to show you the setup of my agentic team. Dev by Moh says, can you give us the best tutorial to start AI? I don't know if there's a best tutorial out there, but what you could do is you could go to ai.dev. It's a very easy website to go. Go here, start. Maybe this is the best tutorial for you. If you go here, go to Gemini 3.5 Flash, right? Disable Google search for now. Let's say you wanted, let's do the best tutorial right now, okay? And you can let me know if this is good enough for you, and then I'll take more questions as well. But for those of you who are watching, make sure to press the thumbs up button. That also really helps the channel grow as well, and also spreads the videos. But let's try it out. And give me 1 second. I'm gonna quickly charge my phone as well. And I'm looking at the messages from different platforms, so bear with me if I don't take your questions right away. Thank you so much for all the likes that are being given by the people who are watching. Thank you. Elise Asino Essen. Good. I'm from Berlin. I was in Berlin a few weeks ago. I was at the Google Developers Expert Summit, 8 p.m. there. Is Berlin 1 hour behind Stockholm? I didn't know. Interesting. Anyways, so regarding back to the tutorial itself, so if you go to ai.dev, which is AI Studio, you go and pick Gemini 3.5 Flash, then you can give this some instructions. For example, here you can say, you know, what do we create here? Let's say, mm, 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 I'm thinking. Mm, let's do it this way. You are going to share what kind of agents you want to work with. So let's say you had a front end application which would have some AI capability. What would you want this AI to do? Type in the comments and I'll pick something. Aha, you said Benign from Africa. Oh yes, I saw that a lot of the followers on TikTok essentially are from Africa. So thank you for your support. Thank you for the constant support. And thank you for the double taps as well. I'm doing masters in the USA. Kazim says, I'm doing masters in the USA. Job market is worse here. What skill set should I be more focused on? Kazim, the thing is, you would have to look into what the companies are posting when it comes to jobs. What kind of skills do they need in the jobs? Because I can't tell you, I'm not in the US. But you would have to look into the LinkedIn post. You would have to look into, for example, platforms like Indeed. You would have to look into other local websites as well. For example, if something works well in the US, you would have to look there. And you could start by looking into jobs that are mentioning programming technologies like Python, React, React Native. To be honest, right now the situation is a lot of people, a lot of companies don't really know what they want. To be honest, and they want someone who, and this is not every single company, but majority of the companies essentially do this. They don't know what they want. They want someone who can use AI to ship fast, to make sure that whatever they're building is robust, but with AI. So they don't only just know how to use AI, but they also know how to evaluate the output from AI, how to consume less tokens. Because I think even if I talk about like 6 months before now, it would be the situation that everybody was like, okay, just go ahead and use the tokens, use the AI tools and figure it out and ship fast, etc., etc. And now, as the models are becoming more and more capable, but also more and more expensive, everybody is talking about tokens as well. So you would have to look into how to consume the least amount of token to provide the best output as well. So this is something that companies are actually looking for. I'm looking at the messages for the ideas. Okay. And again, thank you for the support on Instagram and TikTok as well. Make sure to keep pressing the buttons, the like and the heart, whatever that is, so it reaches more people. No social media management. Okay, I'm looking at the ideas for selling representatives, ad marketing. Okay, joined posting on social media through our apps. Okay, join. Okay, okay. So a few people said social media. So let's say you had a social media agent. And by the way, I'm using all these system instructions. As you can see, I have a system instruction for YouTube expert, for health consultant. This was just an example. We have a logic building expert, code reviewer, etc., etc. So this is the YouTube expert one that I have right now. And if you want to essentially have these system instructions, what I can do is I can put out my link that you can scan or copy. And if you have a phone, you can just scan it. And I will be sharing my prompts, my system instructions, etc., etc., all of that there. So let me quickly add the QR code so you can see that. Uh, CWA kit. I'm gonna keep it short. CWA kit, and here it would be codewithsn.kit.com. Let me quickly see what does it look like. Does it ask you to subscribe there or no? Yeah, it does. Okay. So this is where you'll find a bunch of things. I have already created some things that I'm using. For example, there are some agents that I use. For example, we have an architecture reviewer agent. We have a production hardening agent. and I can see that my screen basically stopped. So I'm gonna reshare it. Sorry about that. Let me let me share. Where is it? And stop and share again. Do it like this, and then go here. Go to demo. Start sharing window and partial share camera, and then we go like this. Is it the way? Is this the way? Is this the way? Is this the way? I think we can keep it like this or this. It's okay. Okay, so I was sharing about this thing. So we have a bunch of agents or instructions that you can use with your AI agents for architecture review, for production, quality improvements, for also having a preceptor, which is for if you are a junior developer or you're working with junior developers, you can use these instructions with 6 rules to have an AI output which is much nicer. And also, if your application actually needs a database or not, you would have this instruction in place. So when you ask AI, okay, create this application, it would most likely just go ahead and create the application with a database, with a Docker instance, etc., which is not always nice. So what you would want to do is not always have that, and you would want to have the database only when it's required, and that is what you can do here as well. So without actually going too much into it, I'm going to just share the QR code so you can see that, and hopefully then you can go from there. So there's the QR code up top, and you can essentially scan that, and you will be able to get all these prompts. But going back to it, let's create a new instruction. Okay. All right. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide this kit now. So here, there was an instruction of social media agent, right? So here you can say social media post agent, right? And here you can give it, and I want to create an agent which can decide which topic is better for which platform, and then create a post according to the best practices for that platform, right? So what you would do here is you would essentially go ahead and say, your job is to give me 1 second. Your job is to create social media posts. You'll figure out which platform out of the following, and I'm going to zoom in a bit, out of the following is best for marketing the particular topic or product. And then you can go ahead and give it, for example, let's go with LinkedIn, right? Let's go with Facebook. Let's go with Instagram. And then you can go ahead and say the instructions. For example, I already know for LinkedIn, use best practices like the hook, or you can say the primary hook, less than 150 characters, followed by an empty line break, and here you can say followed by secondary supporting. You can say supporting sentence or something that completely negates it, right? And then I'll leave for Instagram and Facebook. So similar for Instagram and Facebook. Now you have the instructions set. What you would do is that you will, and these are saved automatically. If you want this to be synchronized between both of your device, for example, if you're using multiple devices, then you can use this extension that I use. I call this the AI Studio Sync. I don't know if you can see this clearly or not. It's very it seems very small right here, but this is synchronizing all my extensions, or sorry, all my system instructions across my devices. So it is synchronizing from my PC and from my MacBook as well, and otherwise it doesn't happen. So here you can see it's syncing right now, and just now it has synchronized it. So it's a very handy extension, and you can find this on the Chrome Web Store. If someone needs this, just type in the chat and I can share the extension as well. Now, Victor, hey, how's it going? Thanks for the likes. Keep this up, and I hope that this helps the channel as well. So now that we have the system instructions, someone said Claude is better. So you can use Claude. Why are you telling me? Okay, so here I have the system instructions, which are set now. I have Gemini 3.5 Flash, right? Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and uh, create or give this a topic, and then it will give me a post back. So let's think of a topic. What do we want to talk about? Let's say I want to talk about topic, and here I can say how to use agent loops in 2026, right? Now in this particular case, I want to also see that it sends me back a particular response, right? I want you to imagine an application, some sort of application that has a UI, and we can quickly just let's say just draw it, right? If I go ahead here, let's say I have a really simple application, which is this. I essentially go ahead and I give this application a topic, simple, and then when I give this a topic, it essentially sends me back a response, and this response contains the platform. So let's say it was LinkedIn, right? And here below the platform, it would essentially go ahead and give me something like this. Or maybe instead of doing this, I could just use a pen, and let's say this is a post that it looks like, right? And this is like a product idea for you. For the extension, I can share the link quickly. Give me 1 second. It's called Chrome. If I go to Chrome extensions, it's called AI Studio Instructions Synchronization. So AI Studio Instructions Sync, so to say. And I can share this. I think it should be somewhere around. There used to be an external link somewhere, but I don't see it, which could also be because I'm loading it. Yeah, I'm loading it from local. If I go here, this is the one. And this is published on the Chrome Web Store. So I can share the link in the chat. Everybody should be able to see this. Hopefully you should be able to see it. All right, so far, now what I want to also do is I want it to return from my instructions both the platform and also the text. So return always the platform you picked and the text or the post text. And also I want this in markdown, so I can say in markdown, right? Now that we have saved this, and imagine the application being this. If the application is this, that means that every time I send a particular topic. So here, if I just say I don't know, topic, then it either returns LinkedIn, or it could return Instagram. It could be something else, it could be any of these. So if it's LinkedIn, it's LinkedIn. It could be Instagram, for example. And then I need to look into what is being returned. Now when from AI Studio you do it like this and you give it a topic, right, and you run it, you're going to see what happens. So here it's going to think, and then it's going to give you a particular response. Khizar is asking, is it this one? I'm pretty sure it's this one. Chrome extension, AI Studio, system instructions. I think it's this one, yes. So here, now you can see it has returned us the platform, LinkedIn, right? And the post is this. Everybody with me so far? Can I get a yes in the chat? And thank you for the taps and the likes, everyone. I would appreciate if you keep them going as well. Let's see. Okay. So I can see some thumbs ups in the chat. Good. So that means that now that we have this, I want to show you something interesting. If I just go ahead and delete this response, and then I go ahead and run this again. Let's see what happens. Previously, we had a post, or sorry, platform, and then the post, right? We had a heading that was platform. Then we had a heading, which was post, and then that was the response. Now you see it's platform, and then it's post, and then we have this again, right? Now, Usually what you would see is we have some advanced settings here, and then we usually have something da, 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 thinking level. I don't see the setting which is the temperature. But let me try this once again. I'm going to try this once again. I want you to just notice the response. I'm not really sure if it's cached or not. Maybe they fixed it so it's not responding actually, but or not doing the computation but responding. But usually what happens is that you get the response or you get this in a different format. Now in the code, if you are having this particular application, what are you looking at from the code perspective, from the JavaScript side or the TypeScript side, or doesn't matter if you are using Python, etc. What you would expect is that I want to take all this text that's coming in. If you copy this as text, that means that what you have, whoops, which means that what you have essentially is this particular string now, which is this. And now you need to take out what was the platform and what is the post. Now, those of you who are actual developers, and I'm not talking about those who only use AI, I'm talking about actual developers. Those developers know how to parse this. So you could go ahead and do something like, okay, I'm going to go here and then I'm going to use something like a regex, or I'm going to do a split. You're going to do a split with the backslash n, and then you'll do something like this, right? And then you'll do a join with a comma or something like this. Or let's say you do a split first. Wait, what happened here? So let's try this again. I paste this. I say you do a split, you do a backslash n, and then you do this. Now you've got an array. In this array, you're going to look at the platform LinkedIn. So in this particular situation, you are going to be like, okay, this is cool. I have a string. And then when I try to parse it, usually the first item is the platform. And then we have some others as well, right? You could also clear this or make it, I would say, even a bit more useful. And I'm going to zoom in a bit. And I want to get rid of this. How do I get rid of this guy? Here, go away. Yeah. So here, now you're going to go ahead and say, okay, I don't want the ones which are empty. So here I'm going to say e not equals to this, for example. So I get actual arrays which don't have the empty ones, right? So here you have platform, post, blah, blah, blah. Now you're going to be like, okay, the first one is the platform. Now you also want to take out this one, or you can, if you don't want to do filter, or let's do filter, then you can go and say 0, and then you're going to do split here, and then you're going to do this, split by column, say, I don't know, take the first one, also do a trim, and then finally, when you do all of this, then you have platform. Hey, congratulations. So now you have actually proven that you are a JavaScript developer who actually knows how to code. Recruiters, if you're seeing this, you know where to find me. But this is not what you usually want. Also, the problem here, also the problem here is the response not always going to be the same. That is a problem. Sometimes it's quite possible, because it's an AI response, it's not always going to give you back the same format. Sometimes it may have different characters. Sometimes it may not even have this line break right here, because you have not actually shared the platform, or not actually shared a structure or a schema of how the responses should be. So now your application, which has to show this LinkedIn somewhere, doesn't have an idea on where to find the data from. Okay, everybody with me so far? Abdul Huraira Rahman, Abu Huraira Rahim, sorry, says, do you read comment here or just on website, Z2 website? I also read the comments here as well. I can show your comments here as well. Faisal says, keep rocking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, so here, now you've figured out a way, but what if I actually had a way to get the responses from Gemini or from AI Studio in a structured format, and we already have something for that? So here, if you go to this tools section, you see here we have something called structured outputs. This is what you need to use. So here you can either use the visual editor or code editor, up to you. I like the visual one. So here you can add two properties. One is going to be the platform, which is going to be a string, and the other one is going to be the post content. And you can be more explicit, or you can say post content in Markdown. And Gemini is smart enough to understand, okay, it should be in Markdown. But since I already mentioned the Markdown part in my system instructions, which I'll show you in a minute, I don't need to say Markdown here. Okay. So here I can quickly go ahead and save this now. And this is a system instructions where I say that the post is going to be in Markdown. So where is it? Run always the platform you picked and return the post text in Markdown. So this is where I'm telling it, right? Now, if I run the same thing, let's see what happens. So in this particular case, you're not going to get a text which can be changed, which AI can give you in a different format next time. We don't want that. Now here, you're always going to get a JSON, and it's going to be always the same structures. So here you go. This is your first AI tutorial, right? Now it's not done. If you had a front end or a back end application where you could make an API call, where you could interact with this AI agent, not from just AI Studio, but your application here, then what do you do? So, what you do here is you essentially go to the top, and here you see this nice little button that says Get Code. I'm going to zoom in for you folks who don't see it. So, Get Code is the one. You click this, and you get the code for it, whether it's Python, whether it's JavaScript, TypeScript, doesn't really matter. So here I can go and say TypeScript, and there you go. You will use this whole thing. You will provide your Gemini API key. You will set this configuration and use these functions, and that's pretty much it. When you use this, it is essentially going to be possible to make the API call, right? So this is as easy as it gets, I think. So you have the whole code that you can run with. It would have been so nice if there was a button here to just create a Node.js application that has this code. I think that's probably a feedback for for Google. I'm not really sure how easy or difficult that is, but yeah, it would be nice to have this. But I could basically create a file really quickly, add the Gemini API key, and we could see the data. Is that something you want to look at? Yes? No? Let me know in the comments. Victor says, which platform it is it? Yes, it's Google AI Studio with Gemini 3.5 Flash. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments now, which I did not before. Sorry, give me 1 second. I think I know what to do. I have to change the theme color to be something like this, actually. Give me 1 second, and I think we should be able to read the messages much nicer. So here is the message. And the theme is not correct, so we change it to this. Maybe this. Yeah, this is much readable. So here someone says, Sir, I'm from Pakistan. I hope you're doing well. After this session, I would want to do what? After this session, I would really appreciate a short one on discussion with you from some guidance. If you're available, could you please spare 10 to 15 minutes for me? Please let me know. Thank you. Danish, I don't do one-on-one calls, unfortunately, because a lot of people ask about this. So I don't have the capacity to do it. If I do it with you, I would have to do it with everyone. And I don't have the time to do that. I do paid consulting because then I can filter out people who actually want to learn and grow. If you want to look into it, you could look into topmate.io and you can find me there. So it's topmate.io/SNIS. There you can book a session for I think 30 minutes and 1 hour if I'm not wrong. But try to get it from there, I would say. You can see it here. There are many people who have already taken the consultation. You can see their testimonials here. We have Javeria, Breen, Basharat, a couple of more people as well, and you can see that 19 plus people have taken that. If that's something you want to take, please go ahead and book there. I'm going to share the link in the chat. But I don't do this, unfortunately, for free, because then I would have to help every single person who is asking for it. Naveed says, watching your 3 a.m. from National Taiwan University. I'm currently doing my PhD in AI. Shall I stay in academia or switch to industry? I think it depends. If your goal is to study, to grow, and then to do a job, I think that's good enough. That's decent enough as well. It depends on your goals. If you're in need for a job right away, then I think that's a different question. SNY, is it worth to learn Munstack in 2026? Because I see people creating proper websites with backend database with the help of Claude. So I'm kind of confused which skill to learn. You need to still learn the frameworks. You still need to learn, for example, how Express.js works. Because even if AI can generate it for you, you will not know how to handle security, how to handle scalability, how to handle performance issues, for example. So if you don't do proper courses, read books, go through the documentation, etc., you would have no idea what AI is doing. And AI can generate good code, but not always. It can easily generate garbage if you're not careful. um, I can't pronounce the name. It's Mageshwaran something something. I'm a Java full stack developer with 5 years of experience. Do I need to switch to AI field or stick with Java and add AI to it? Stick with Java and add AI to it. Mohammed Danish says, Mohammed Danish, please respond. Okay. Khizr Rehan, Walaikum Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Um Abu Huraira says, actually, bhai, I'm just kickstart my journey over here. So you tell me, please, uh, could you please blow the candle for me? Oh, this should be great. Looking for me to just be with your advanced thing for just start with Scratch. I'm trying to understand your message. I've just started following your Zero to Website and learn from that. So Zero to Website is a very beginner's course and very beginner's book as well. So it's not going to make you market ready, but it's going to give you all the fundamentals you need to go into the market. So you would learn how HTML, CSS, JavaScript, how do they work, and you'll also, when you're working with the website, for those of you who have not seen the website, I can show it to you. But to be honest, this is most likely a project that I will probably not invest too much time in, or it potentially shut down if I don't get really good response from this. But this is a platform that I've built for beginners, where they can go ahead and learn with AI. They can work with a lot of challenges. They can read the book for free, and then they can also attempt challenges when it comes to HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I'm not 100% sure how long I'm going to work with this project, because it's also costing a lot of money as well, or not a lot of money but some money. And if I optimize it, I'll see how that goes. But I'm glad to know that someone is or someone apart from the people I know actually uses it. We have like 344 learners on this platform, 60 challenges completed. We have streaks, badges. So it's a nice platform. Yes. Looking at the messages. Abe Raj says, hello, sir. Hello to you too. Abe, how's it going? All right. So I think you got the idea about the AI part, right? Now this is something, if you have a Gemini API key, which you can easily generate when you are going to AI Studio, you can pick this Gemini API key. You have all the code, including the system instruction, right? So you can see the whole instruction here. Your job is to create a social media post. You can see that it mentions the platforms. Here you can see for LinkedIn, etc. And based on the topics, is going to pick the platform and then also take it from there. Now here it says how to use the agent loops in 2026. Let's try some other topic as well. So let's say if I say um, study with me productivity productivity tips, and I'm going to put a hint here so it picks Instagram for people who can't stop scrolling reels. So it's going to either pick Instagram or Facebook in this case. So let's see what happens when I do this. Abe says, good to know. So now here you can see that the platform automatically is as inside. So based on what topic you're picking, it's going to suggest the right thing for you. If you want to create it, if you want to create, let's say, a health consultant, which I think you should be careful with, but let's say something related to, I don't know, a resume finder, a resume helper, you can essentially do that in AI Studio. Just go here, open Gemini 3.5 Flash, add your system instructions just like this, make sure that you are using a structured output, and then test it out in AI Studio. And finally, once you have it, you can essentially click here, click get the code, and you have the code. You have TypeScript, Python, Java, REST API. You can see other libraries as well. Just copy this, go to your terminal, and then ask, I don't know, Claude or Gemini or Anti-Gravity to use this code into your application. And then you could have, for example, an application like this, where it could give you a platform with the posts, right? And if you wanted to have multiple platforms, for example, all you need to do is go here, go to the structure output here, and then change this platform to, let's say, a string in this case. Or you can change the data. For example, here, this platform could, instead of being, let's say, instead of platform, let's say if we do platforms, which means it can return multiple platforms and multiple post content. So I'm going to remove this post content here. And here, this string is going to become an object. And this object is going to have two things. It's going to have the platform name, which is a string, and it will also have a post content. Now, in this case, I am not having one platform, but multiple platforms, right? And now when it sees which topic is suitable for multiple platforms, instead of returning just one, it can return two in this case. Now, if I run thing, I'm assuming when I mentioned Reels, it is going to predict that it's good for Instagram and Facebook. So let's see what happens if I just go here. Avgi Moy says, can we test the code on the platform? On the platform itself, you can copy paste the code and see if it works. Now here you can see we have the platforms response. The name is Instagram. If I scroll a bit down, okay, it has not used both of the platforms in this case, but I think the system instructions here are pretty vague as well. I don't know how would we make this concrete. Here, let's say if I give this more instruction on saying, you'll figure out which platform out of the following is best for marketing the particular topic or product. I would say if it is particularly related to jobs, pick LinkedIn. Otherwise, pick one or two of Facebook and Instagram, right? Or let's say we make it more concise, because when we leave room for more, it can be unpredictable a bit. So let's say pick both Facebook and Instagram, right? So if it's related to jobs, it's going to pick LinkedIn, otherwise going to pick Facebook and Instagram. Now I'm going to run the same thing and let's see what happens. For those of you who are still watching, make sure to tap the like button so the video also gets sent to more people. Now here we have study with me productivity tips for people who can't stop scrolling reels. If I scroll a bit down, you can see it's Instagram right here, and it is only sending one still. I wonder why that is. Is it because it's not reading my instructions or what? Aha, okay. Here I said platform and not platforms. Okay. Together. Okay. Similar for okay. Let's try this out again and see if the system instructions work well. Now this is how you would test it. You cannot expect AI to give you the exact result that you are looking for every single time, because yeah, you need to still tweak a bit. Okay, so still we got one JSON with one. Oh, I can see what's wrong here. The platforms is an object. That is a problem. So here, if I go to the structured output, it's actually my mistake. It's not an object. It should be an array actually. Here, I should have clicked this thing here. So you see, that's what the problem was. It's not it was not the instruction. And guys, again, this is the thing that AI cannot replace. Did you see what just happened? We were making an issue in our logic, in our setup, and AI was doing exactly what it needed to do, and it did not tell me what was wrong. We had an issue in our implementation, we had an issue in our structured output setting. This array was not set. Now, when this array was not set, I had a look at the response, and I had a look and saw that, okay, this platforms is not an array, it's an object. This is not something AI is telling me. This is not something AI will tell you. If you don't know the absolute basics of programming, you won't have any idea what's going on, and you might be just bashing your head for 3 hours, or you would be like, okay, Gemini doesn't really work well, it's stupid. It's not. It's actually our mistake that the platforms is an object. This is supposed to be an array. So if I go here, if I change the system instructions, oh, not the system instructions, but actually the structured output, here I'm going to go ahead and set this up to be an array right here. Now this is an array. So, and here, make the property an array, make the property a single value. If I save this now, go back and try this again. Let's see what happens. And I'm looking at the messages from the chat as well. Let's see if we get the response correctly. And there we go. Now the platforms is an array, as you can see. We've got an Instagram and we've got an Facebook. This is exactly what AI is not going to help you with. So you need to still read books. You need to still know how to program if you really want to debug and actually actually see what the AI is responding with. All right, looking at the questions. Abu Hurair says, my question is, sorry, give me 1 second. मुझे क्या टोटली फंडामेंटल पर फोकस करना है या आपकी एडवाइस चाहिए? आई डोंट नो, आपकी एडवांस चीज़ को साथ लेकर चलो. For those of you who don't understand Urdu, this is the question is, should I focus on the fundamentals or just the advanced things? You have to focus on the fundamentals. You have to go through books. You have to go through some basic understanding of the programming or the first principles always. Abuzar says, hello, son. Sorry, hello, Essen, sir. I have a question. How to be consistent? Like you says. There's a tool I can share with you, which is keeping me quite consistent. And I think that should help you as well. And I am usually consistent with it, but not always. But it really helps me just get back to it whenever there's a thing. For example, here, this is called Focus Doro. This is an app I built. Now I can focus on one thing at the same time, or one thing at a time, and I don't switch to anything else until this timer is done. So I can work for 29 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever you set your focus time to, and you can change that from the settings. So you can go here, set your focus duration, whatever you like. But essentially, once you are done with this, you essentially go ahead and run your focus timer. Once this finishes, you can take a short break or a long break. And one of the things that I really like, which actually keeps me on track most of the time, is the streak. So at the top, you'll see that we have a streak concept, which is right here. If I don't use this productivity tool every single day, I will lose my streak. So I try to focus every single day as much as possible using this tool, which also gets things done, which is nice. And you can always go ahead and see your history as well. For example, here you can see I did not work on July 7, 9, 11, blah, blah, blah. I was actually not I was actually not in the city these days. I was out of the city. But yes. I think you get the idea. But I'm going to run my focus session right now. Sheikh Yasir says, so I'm just starting my journey with Python. Any suggestions? Be consistent. Try to build products or projects and then take it from there. Atisham says, I want to build an app. Which things should I look for? I mean, coding, security, everything. If you can explain, I'm a second year student of CS. I will be using AI for development. The best thing that you can do for your application Atisham, is to find a user, implement something that any single person would use. It doesn't have to be totally secure on the first day. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first day. It doesn't even have to be a unique idea that no one has implemented before. It can be a really simple thing that someone would use. It could be managing finances, it could be managing receipts, it could be productivity, it could be keeping track of someone's tablets or medicine, anything that is super simple and someone could use with just a phone. If you can implement that and have a single user as well, I think that's better than working on a huge application with security and every single thing, and nobody uses it. So I hope you get the idea. But from a practice perspective, you can implement different sort of proof of concepts with multi-tenant architecture. If you're interested in actually getting something that I shared before, I shared a reel before on my Facebook account. See if I can find it, where I shared 10 Python projects as well. Let me see if I can find it, which was not this one, but this one. If you look at here, you'll see that in the comment or in the description, I've shared 10 different projects. But if you want to get the direct access to it, I think it was, if I remember correctly, codewithhasan.kit.com. And here, I think it was 10 Django projects, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So these are 10 different projects that uh, I've created and shared the document with you folks. I'm gonna try to add a QR code so those of you who can scan, do this. Let me see. QR code plus image. No, just QR code. Mm-hmm. 10 Django projects. Let me see. And here it is. So you should be able to see right there something that you can scan. And all you need to do is just go here, see what the project is about or what this document is about, and you can read about it as well. You can read about myself as well. I don't like to brag about myself, so I'm not going to repeat that. This is a nice picture from from one of recent events. This was at Google, and I was giving a session on AI agents and also Google Agent Development Kit as well. I think this was a 3 hours workshop. It was super intense, but also super nice as well. But yeah, getting back to the AI Studio part, once you have this, you just get the code from here and then use it in your application. And now you have a consistent response structure that always comes back in the same way. So your front end application can say, okay, the platform was LinkedIn. So I'm going to show the LinkedIn card, the LinkedIn icon. And then the same for if you're looking at the Instagram card, the Instagram icon. It's super easy to now implement this application, which actually talks to an AI model, which is Gemini 3.5 Flash in this case, and you take it from there. Tu-tu-ru-tu-ru. I'm seeing that people are actually scanning the code, so I'm going to put it for some time and then remove it. Mm-hmm. Atisham says, okay, Jazakallah, no problem at all. Barakallah. Yasir says, I'm curious about one thing. If I need to hire someone for security or penetration testing for my QMS system I built, how do I do that? Are people willing to sign NDA? Are you the same person who was working with for FIP or no? Aha, okay. I don't think so, to be honest. I think you can use AI agents to evaluate as much as possible. You can also find some AI agents, I think, on Hugging Face, etc., that could work with security. So for sure. What's your thought on learning Flutter? It's a good technology. Why not? If you can find jobs for it, for sure. Why not? The technologies usually don't matter. What matters is, are you a good software developer? Have you built things, and are you able to solve problems? Are you able to go through documentation, go through tools, figure out what's wrong, or can you debug? I mean, those are the things that would be more important than actually any particular technology. If I even start learning Flutter and Flutter goes away, I can switch to what's next. I can switch to React Native. I can switch to Java or Kotlin or whatever. So it depends. Awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. What I needed to also do was this. Events be stored in the same event system or separate content type? Okay, so here let's say we can comment on this one. So let's see. I'm gonna open the comment section. Back to task. Okay. So let's add the CT agent will implement and open a PR referencing this. Okay, that's fine. So here are the questions, right? So here, should the past events be stored in the same event system or separate content time? Same events system, just different dates, I would say. All right. So I'm actually commenting on this ticket, and now I'm showing you what my agentic loop looks like for implementing the issues and also picking up GitHub issues. So it picks the GitHub issues, triages them, and then also creates pull requests automatically. So I'm showing that now. What is the scope of .NET? I think it still has a good scope. You have banks, you have enterprises who are still using .NET. Sir, how long will it take to learn Flutter? 50 years. Alhamdulillah. I'm kidding, of course. It's I don't know how long it looks. I mean, it depends on you. If you are a good learner, you'll learn it fast. If you're a slow learner, you'll learn it slow. Also, Flutter is not something that has like 5 books of pages or 10 books of pages or one video or 5 video. Flutter is huge. It has so many things to learn, and you don't learn a technology, you learn how to build with the technology. So I can't tell you how much time it takes. Is it worth to learn .NET? Yeah, why not? Atisham says, I will start with the internship in September before my studies. I have never coded. Okay, so Atisham is saying he has never used AI and he's going to do an internship, and he has no clue what to do then when the internship starts. Look, the reality is there are a lot of things that I don't know myself. For example, I'm not a really good developer when it comes to Python, but I still have coded a bunch of things with Python. I have agents which are working with Python. I have Discord bot that I created with Python, with AI, of course. If you're working on things that you own and your company does not depend on it, then you should be fine. But if you want to be a developer that is providing value to the company, then it depends on what kind of value does the company expect. Do they expect you to be a really good coder, or do they expect you to be someone who can use AI to ship products? To be honest, there are some companies who just want someone who can use AI and just work fast and then just ship things that actually work. No care of technology or security or scalability whatsoever in a lot of cases, to be honest, because a lot of companies are working with clients who are just building proof of concepts, who are going for, let's say, funding or venture capital. In that case, you don't really think that much about scaling or security or whatnot, not at least in the early stages. If you're working in such a company, then yeah, you don't need to care about how good you are as a programmer, but it would depend on how good you are with the tools, to be honest. All right, so going forward, just different dates, I would say. Now, should they appear in the past event section on the side or merge with the existing events in the filter? Decide using the front end skills. And the front end skills are already in Claude Code. So that's what I'm suggesting. Front end skill, I assume people coming in to see future events, they can join or apply to, right? So I would assume people who are coming on my website, and I'm going to quickly show you what ticket this is. So this ticket is essentially about, if I go to codewithSN.dev, we should have community engagements, and here we have, oops, we have events, right? So on this page, we have events which are completed. Now, these are past events. I don't really think people are going to come to see past events. They should be able to see, I would say, just new events, so to say, right? So I would say they could go in the past events. I'm not really sure if they're. What if there are no new events? What should we see then? If that makes sense. Newest first, oldest first. I think that's okay, but I think so. Here the thing is, allow admin access to add events on the website. Right now, the problem is they can't just add events which are in the past. I think if I go to the admin view, most likely I won't be able to add anything in the past. Let's see. So I'm logged in as Google. I'm logged in via Google. If I go to the admin page, and if I go to, let's see if I remember the password correctly. Yeah, I do. If I go to my events, so this is event, right? Now I'm a bit confused. What is this ticket about? Allow admin access to add events on the website. And this was in May 8th, actually. Okay. I think we can just close this issue, to be honest. But I can comment there. I think we have implemented this. Okay. I've implemented this already. We have events via Markdown. Markdown, close this ticket. So I can just add a comment there. And let's see. What are the other issues? This is April 70. This is also implemented. This is a bit weird because we have implemented this, as you can see, right? But the CTO is triaging this, or the agent is triaging this, which doesn't really make sense. This is April 4. I'm pretty sure this is implemented as well. For archive mentorships, I think we already have this one as well. Field description, tax city, I think this is a one that we could implement still, but these three could be closed, I think. I would essentially go ahead and delete, actually close these marked as completed. So it doesn't have to do it. Let's see. Osman, how's it going, Osman? And let's see. Yeah, so in this particular case, then we can quickly go ahead and say close this ticket. Then we had even more, right? So let's see. Reactivate archive memberships. I think board review. I think this should be closed. And this is a problem as well that I need to check why this happens. This was implemented, close the ticket. And then I'll also go ahead and implement uh, this one. Pass event to the website. I already commented on this one. And the first one was reactivate membership. This was also commented on. Community members project page. Uh, okay, when was this implemented, or when was this? October 31, 2021. Okay, this needs to be closed. Close the ticket. Close this ticket and the GitHub issue. And what is put decision, Hackstack announce winners. Done. Close the ticket and the issue. Usman says, I have a question. Go ahead. Don't ask to ask. You can ask the question directly. Resources are for mentees. I'm not sure if I've implemented this, to be honest. Yeah, I think this should have been closed. I can just comment here as well. Once I've commented on this, I can show you my agentic loop as well. This one is legitimate. This one should be implemented. What happens right now is if I go to the projects side and if I try to create a project here, if I type something, the title, the description is not automatically generated. So this is something that I want to do with AI or with Gemini, and Gemini is already integrated. Hassan says, what is the most cost-effective way to code using the best AI tools currently available? The most cost-effective would be that you use a local model in your machine or your GPU. Use Olama with any of the open models, so to say. But it's not going to be as good, to be honest. Zan says, I'm a CSS student with experience in cloud, DevOps, LLM, Azure AD. I'm currently interning in IAM and AI, but confused about which career path to choose, which meta profession. You don't have to find a meta profession, just go with the flow. The thing is, you could be picking the best profession, but if you cannot find a job for it, then it's no use. So look at the jobs first. And if you like a job, then you basically prepare for it, prepare courses, certifications, and whatnot, and then just take it from there. So it's not that you pick a profession first and then you find a job. You find a job first and look for a domain that you want to become good at, and then you see if there are jobs available in your city, in your country, or remotely wherever you are targeting, and then you essentially take it from there. Ahmed is asking, भाई आप क्या कर रहे हो? I'm working with agents. मैं agents के साथ काम कर रहा हूँ और मैं देखूंगा कि वो किस तरीके से मेरी जो इश्यूज हैं गिटहब पे उसको क्लोज करते हैं. What are you teaching? I'm not teaching anything. Okay, so we go from here to say, um, when we are creating a particular text on the projects, what we do is when we use a particular what do you call it? Where is it? Yeah. So when we create a new project, if I fill a title, let's say if I say Chrome extension for something, the description, the GitHub URL, not the GitHub URL, the tech stack, difficulty, maximum team size. This will be suggested by AI. So this is what needs to be implemented. Okay. So this is where the AI comes in. So this is what we are going to implement. Everybody who's watching, make sure to press the thumbs up button. So you're also helping the channel grow as well. And I hope you like the time here, of course. So in this ticket, I can comment now. Um, we already should have Gemini in the project. Let's use it. We use it currently for Logic Buddy. Then we have AI should fill the details in the page using a button on the title. I would say it should be, what do you call it? Not stuck on the right side, but it's I can't remember the term now. Let's say stuck to the right end of the title input. Something like a shiny, sparkle, etc for AI, right? When the user clicks it, we disable the form. We wait for the response. Should be using structured response. We should have an example in Logic Buddy, right? Any course quota concerned with Gemini API for this use case? Allow 3 requests per day from the same account. The user to be logged. Okay, so we implement it like this. So we are not really causing a free quota or free AI usage in this case, or not to the extent that someone can abuse it. Okay. Rian's Kazi says, I'm learning React. Give any suggestions? Keep learning. अहमद कह रहे हैं क्या कर रहे हैं आप? मैं एआई के साथ काम कर रहा हूँ और मैं अपने टिकट्स पे कमेंट कर रहा हूँ ताकि एआई इस कमेंट को देखे और फिर उसके बाद वो खुद से गिटहब इश्यूज को क्लोज कर दे या उसमें जो इश्यूज मैंने दिए हुए हैं उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना स्टार्ट कर दे लाइक अ सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर. So now that I have implemented this, I'm going to quickly go ahead and comment on this, and then we can see the execution actually. So this is done. Board decision, monthly learning challenge, active challenge. Is this priority feature for current roadmap? I think this is implemented already. April 17, right? This is closed actually. So I don't know why we have this. Okay, I close this now. GitHub issue is closed. We can close the ticket too. Okay, one thing that we now will do is this. Wait, where is the terminal? Aha, okay, here. So what I will do actually is open here and we add, and this is my what do you call it? The AI agent loop. PX, paperclip, AI onboard. Yes. So we open this. Let's see if this works. And we go like this. Okay. Let's see. I'm waiting for this to be open. Give me 1 second. Once this is done setting up, re-app of the orphan heartbeat. Okay, where is this opening? It should be opening something around paperclip. It should be here. Okay, I think it's still starting. Let's see. Uh. Okay, so now this is opening, right? So what I'll do is I'll stop the triage agent for now before I run it, so I can show it to you what's happening. I'm going to cancel this run. I'm going to also cancel the CEO's run as well. So cancel, 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 cancel. And the CEO is cancel for now. And I'll also go ahead and in the configuration, I'll remove the heartbeat. Where is the heartbeat? Yeah, I'll remove this. I'll also go ahead and remove. The problem is now that I've opened, now that I've opened this, all my agents are just starting right now. I don't want to start all of them. So dashboard, let's see, runs. Come on, stop. Triage agent should also. Okay, this is canceled. Cancel this one. Configuration. Do we have the heartbeat for this one? No, right? And then we have the CMO. I think I just canceled it. The CEO, cancel it. And this is running via timer as well. Heartbeat is going to be off. Let's see, dashboard. Okay. I'm just going to confirm that no agents are running. Uh, 3lavi.s. Do you live in another platform? What do you mean? Sheikh Ali says, what are we learning today? We are looking at some of the agent loops that I have. And I'm trying to get rid of my agents so they don't run right now, but I think they're still going to run. So, but I want to show you the not automated agents. So I can show you, okay, this is how I run. Let me see. Stop. Stop. And stop. Why are we having these issues created that I'm not really sure? Ah, because of the routines. Okay. Wait a second. I'm going to stop the routines at the moment. Pause. Pause. So we have these at least stopped. I'm super confused on why. Okay, so this is off. Good. Now the CEO, which is running, I don't want the CEO to run anything. Let's see, cancel. And this one, cancel as well. Okay, finally we are done. Now the CEO is again alive. Why? Claude Local, Claude Sonnet. Why is it running again? Run policy. Aha, here is the heartbeat. Okay. Oh, I did not save it. That's why.
Understand? I understand. So CMO, that means is still running, and CTO is still running as well. So we have run policy, save. That's why it's returning. Oh my god. Now I understand. And the CTO is also perhaps running for the same reason. So I cancel it, I go to configuration, I remove the heartbeat, save it. That's why. All right. Now we can see why the issue. So I go ahead here. Let's go to dashboard. Let's double check configuration for CMO. Let's quickly add that as well. No heartbeat policy. Very nice. And all I need to do is just stop this one run. Good. Finally. Good. Okay. Now that finally we are done, let's have a look at what the agent loop looks like. So this is an agentic company right now. Okay. Let's quickly go through what this looks like. Hassan says, what is the most cost effective? I already answered that. Like open code, etc. Yeah, exactly. Open code or Olama or LM Studio. Sir, been following you for past 4 or 5 years. You have always been an inspiration. Thank you for the nice words. But let's have a look at the runs right now. I'm still confused. Why does CEO get a trigger? Is it because of any of the timers or is it because of any of the tree? Ah, oh my god. Oh my goodness. This is the guy. Can create new agents, can assign tasks. Yeah, that's okay. But when I looked at this guy, what is this running with? Fix 7 redirect failures in GSC cover report. Aha, okay. No, but I don't want to run this. I think the problem actually is that it's going into a failure mode and then just trying to restart. You see? So retried, run, cancel. And this one is also doing the same thing, I think. It's running the retry version. It could also be that the routine itself is causing the issue, but I don't want to run the routine. Hmm. Okay, I will let this particular one run. The triage especially. I think now that it's running, let's just let it run. So in this one, it's going through the tickets now. And here you can see there's no new GitHub issues. It found this one, mentorship reactivation, and I said that it's shipped because I already told it that the ticket is done, right? So these are the ones which are in board review. In a few minutes, you will see that all of these would be gone. The issues here would be closed. We have 5 open right now, and the agent will close it automatically. And if I look at here, you can see that this is going on at the moment. Try run. Okay. Good. And here, Loading run logs. Okay. To terminate this guy, but I also want to see what is this doing. Stop execution on this until further comment. So we'll pause the work, hopefully. And in the same time, I also want to see, okay, so the URL cancel. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look at why this is looking like this. I'm going to refresh at the moment. Let's see. And what is the CTO doing right now? One minute ago. Let's have a look at this. Which tickets is it looking at now? Investigate 7 redirect failures, GSC redirect failures, alert. Yeah, I think the problem, I think I know the problem actually. The work here actually needs to stop. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Because I can see the things that it's implementing actually. July 19. If I go to the usage at the moment. Hassan is asking, what is CEO, CMS, CTO you're using in your agentic orchestration? Can you explain a little bit? Yes. I'm currently trying to look into why we are doing this retries. I think the runs should stop when I stop the runs, but it's going on still. I'm not sure if it's because it's not being paused or not. But anyways, if I look at the organization, let's see if I can pull it up. So this is the organization chart for the agents. We have the CEO, which is handling the product's direction. So we have Loop, we have also the Code with SN. Then we have this CMO, which is the Chief Marketing Officer. This one looks at the SEO and also the blog posts, etc. This one, Triage Agent, only looks into the issues that we have right here. So if I refresh now, you can see that all the issues are closed except one, right? And this is what the CTO is working on right now. And this is exactly what we did here as well. I gave the feedback on all the tickets and I said that they should be closed, apart from this one, which is where? Which one was it? Monthly challenge. I think it already moved it into, yeah, here. So you can see this moved it into in review. Previously, it was here in the board review, but now it's moved here. So if I refresh now, let's see. Yeah, so here we have all AI fill in Gemini Sparkle button. So this is a new issue, I think it is creating. And here you can see there's nothing in the board review anymore, right? So all the comments that I did, it moved the tickets to shipped automatically. I did not have to do it. The AI agent did it. And here we have the in review right here. So the CTO right now, or the chief technology officer, is essentially working on the ticket. So if I look at the runs here, there should be something that's implementing right here until I no, it's not doing it because I stopped it. So the triage agent, if I looked at this one, it's going through all the tickets and it's going to go and assign it to CTO when it comes to that. So here it says at the last comment, disposition of owner as an open and mergeable, click up in review, no action possible until SN reviews the PR or leaves feedback on the ClickUp ticket. So now I have to look at a PR which is open. So one issue, one PR, as you can see. If I go here, this is already implemented 8 minutes ago by the CTO. And here you can see that if I look at here, I need to just comment on it or comment on the ClickUp ticket. So if I look at the files changed, it has automatically implemented the Google Gen AI, which is the Gemini API key, or sorry, the Gemini package. If I go a bit down here, you can see the implementation of the feature that we discussed. So when the user comes here, press a button, then it should essentially be able to generate a description. So do we want to see that being implemented without me having to touch anything at all? And I can get some thumbs ups in the chat for this. And I can see this message here. So what we are going to do is have a quick look at the code, and then we either merge it or not. And if you look at here as well, you'll see that now not only there's a PR, sorry, no, this is not the one. This is not the one. This is not the one. This is the one, right? So in this one, we have similar to what I told you before on how I was telling about the Gemini 3.5 Flash and the structured output, right? So when we look at the code here for TypeScript, this is what it looks like. We have the model, we have system instructions. We also had some structured output instructions, which were, where is it? Yeah, the generation config, which is right here. And if I look at the generation config, what does it include if I go to Python? It does not include the information on the structured output, which is interesting. I thought it would actually. Anyways, but if I go to the PR, not this one, actually this one, here it should contain the structured output. So here we have the config, we have the response schema, description, tech stack, difficulty, maximum team size. If I go down here, you can see the system instructions. You are helpful assistant for a developer community platform, given a project title or brief description, generate a professional project description and metadata, right? And if I go a bit down here, this is where it's using all of this. And now this is the page, the project's new page, as you can see. Now it goes ahead, and if I quickly can, so give me 1 second, remove the QR code. If I go here down, you can see handle AI fill function, which is setting a bunch of things here. It's making the post call at the endpoint that we saw above. It has the text here. Your project has been submitted for admin review, blah, blah, blah. This is the button to go to the new project. Okay. All right, it's not too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go ahead and go to the ticket. And here you can see that there's a new PR 278, which is this one. So here I could go ahead and see the issue. It says this is the GitHub issue, what was built. It adds a sparkle button at the right end of the project title input, blah, blah, blah. Then all of these things. These are the user testing steps. And this is the important part here, because now that I have these steps, I can give this to my QA team, and then they can test it properly. And this is what is important as well. So in here, I can quickly go ahead and comment. I reviewed the PR, looks good, merge it, right? And I can comment it here, which means that now the triage agent just goes ahead and then looks at this. It would move this to the right place, to testing for production, or sorry, test on production, this one. And then that's good enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my paperclip where we have the agents. And in here, it's going to essentially look at the updates and just take it from there. So I can go ahead and run the loop from here. It will potentially automatically just pull it. Let's see. Here you can see PR still open, mergeable, 0 reviews, no new untriage issues, need to post this. And now it's going to look at this again. So here it says comment posted. Now I need to and now blocked on this, mergeable, and review, no new untriage issues, no action will be taken to the ClickUp. And now we will have another run here, as you can see. And this time, let's see what happens. And I want to see the run actually. In the meantime, I also want to see what the CTO is doing actually. And I also want to have a look at the usage. How is it going? So 30% used so far. Okay. So this time, if we look at here, now I need to post a heartbeat comment on the paperclip issue. Let me use the paperclip. So here it says mergeable, 0 reviews, no untriage issues, still block on this. Okay. If I look at the issue that we were looking at before, which is this, and this is the triage loop. And if I go at the very bottom, no further action. Let's see. And what was the ticket it's looking at the feedback on? Is it ClickUp this one, right? Is it this one? Nope. Let's see. If I open the issue, it's not this one. It's actually the other one. Yep. And I can also ask it to so we say we are shipping this as well. And this is going to pick this in the next loop. In the meantime, I definitely need to look into uh, the routine itself. I think the routine has triggered now and probably needs to be stopped while this is happening. Okay. Blocked NCO. Verification, fresh config confirmed. Okay. Why is this blocked on the CEO? Let's see. Unblock owner, CEO requires GSC console access. Okay. CTO cannot perform. Okay. Duh, duh, duh. Okay. So then what we do is we pause. And when it comes to the triage, I want to finally state confirm block, state unchained consecutive heartbeat. Okay, good, good, good. This one finally succeeded. I want to go ahead and routine run this one. Let's see. Hasnan says, hope you're doing well. Yes, I am. Thank you. And we quickly go ahead and run this one. So let's have a look at this one. So this run of the agent would check the ClickUp issues and would then either assign something to the CTO or would just go ahead and handle the tickets accordingly. So let's have a look at this one. So it created a ticket, right? It will review the code or it would look at the tickets and would see what's new in there. So it's looking at the ClickUp tickets at the moment. And if I look at the run, I think it's going to be fun to look at. Let's see. Cancelled by the control pin, but that's another one, not this one. Pause by board. Task execution held until resume. Human comments can still bake the assignee for triage. But why did that happen? Control pane. It could be because we are, we have paused the CTO. Could be why. Let's see. It's also something that's really interesting to see why the work gets affected as well. Cancelled by this, and I want to see the run, and the run is this. If I go here, it says, okay, used the tool search. Why was this? Let's try this again. If I go here, run this and run this, we can see that the triage agent is starting now. If I go to runs, okay, so now it's going ahead. It's now searching for the tools. So when the triage agent runs, it essentially goes to the ClickUp messages. Now it's looking at the ClickUp messages and it's actually looking at my tickets here. So it's looking at these ClickUp tickets at the moment. Let's see if it can find the comment. Test on production board review to see we need to okay. Task ID payload. Now it's also looking at my messages as well. I'm also going to keep tabs on the usage here as well. From 30 to 34, okay, not too bad. Let's have a look at the if I go to the ticket, I want to see what it is posting as well. Your tech buddy says joined midway, but looks interesting. Yeah, definitely. Note QA verdicts, three newest tickets, all other have been triage commit with steps, adding QA instructions to the three new tickets now. So what it's looking at is my tickets, which are right here and also in review. So it's looking at my ClickUp tickets. It's also going to look at my GitHub repository, the pull request and the issues, and will merge the pull request, and should close the issue. That is what's going on at the moment. So I'm waiting for it to be completed in the same regard. Comments posted now, posting summary to this and closing, okay? I want to have a look at what's happening there. Got the API URL, now posting summary comments and marking as done. So now it's probably going to go to ClickUp and then would mark those as done. Now let's have a look at if this has changed. If I refresh now, okay, the pull request is also still there. That is fine. And let's see. Okay, so checked 17 tickets on production, 0 in board review, ready for production. No QA verdict. Okay, so here is the problem. In this one, we do not have the instruction for looking at the tickets in the review as well. And that is where it did not go well. I wonder where this automation actually comes from on behalf of the board just now, duration 9 seconds. One of the things that I've looked into, looking at the question as well, what basis they mark the ticket as done? If the PR is merged, or if the issue is closed, or if the CTO can directly merge the PR if there's nothing that's touching authentication or the core logic. Otherwise, it stops for a board review in this case. Okay, I'm going to actually stop it. The thing is, you will see one thing that is it's happening is that this triage agent is automatically getting something assigned from this routine, and that is it's a bit troubling because I don't know why that gets done. I do know that, for example, we have two routines, right? I think it could be also because we have this routine that we refer. Run the routine of I don't think we should be, I don't know if we should be doing this, or maybe we could just make it one single routine. instead of two routines. I have one routine that checks the ClickUp tickets on production, and I have another routine that actually checks um, the GitHub tickets, so to say. So let's take I think we would have to merge these into one routine, because it seems like one is running the other, which is going to be a bit tricky, to be honest. So we may just want to merge these. Triage agent. Wait. Triage agent will review the code, blah, blah, blah. I think this needs to be saved, and then I can delete the other routine, because it feels like it's going otherwise in a circle. Triage agent updated something. Let's see what it updated with. Mr. Comment says, what is one AI trend that you think is overhyped? That's a bit tough. I think it could be, to be honest, it could be agent loops. Until you get them right, it's really, yeah, it's really a bit overhyped, I would say. I think especially because getting it right is really, really difficult, and you can end up with a lot of token usage as well. But let's get rid of this this, I would say. Or now it's not running anymore, so I'm not really sure what just happened there. Let's see. I want to change this routine to also look into not just, we had what did we have, the board review, right? So review the tickets in board review, or review as well, or not or, but maybe and review, which is, I think, this one, in review, sorry, in review. Board review and in review. Oops. In review. And we save the changes, and let's try to do a one more run to see if this picks it up this time. Yeah, looks good. Let's try this out now. So I'm going to run the routine, and it should pick the ticket up. Your tech buddy says, looks interesting. Also because I haven't experimented with building AI agents loop yet. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a bit exhausting as well, but it's interesting at the same time. I'm also currently wrapping up a personal project. It's a cross-platform mobile app, React Native, made on purpose for iOS and Android, that helps user wake up for Fajr. That sounds super cool. How does it do that, if I may ask? How are you helping waking up for Fajr? Let's see. So now you can see there are different ones. Test on production, board review. I need to look at this, ready for production tickets. But it's not using the in review. Why is that? Did I not explicitly say to use in review as well, or no? Maybe I missed it. Here it says in review tickets to review and merge AI description, blah, 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 assigned to SN, right? So now it's picking those up. That's good. And if I were to look at the ticket itself, which is this one. How do you decide when to use a simple large language model call versus a full AI agent? You usually go with to the LLM, I mean, via an AI agent always. I mean, you are going to use some sort of harness. You're either going with Claude Code, you're going with, I don't know, um, Open Code, your CLI, your IDE. You have an interactive way, or you can say an interface is what I meant to say. You have an interface through which you go to the large language model. You don't usually go and do an LLM call. I mean, I can't do an LLM call right here. It requires an API key, it requires an endpoint, and then it has access to the tools as well. So usually I'm interacting with my agents and not large language models directly. Now here is what I wanted to happen. So see, we have finally some success, everyone, in the chat. Here you see clear picture as an approved PR 278. Thank you for looking at this. This is 278. Merge it, close both in review tickets, right? As shipped, all 70 tests on production tickets have no new QA responses. Still awaiting for Najla and Maham. Now merging the PR 278. Now it went ahead for 16 seconds, merged this PR, both tickets shipped. Let me verify GitHub 150 auto close and then post on paperclip summary. This is what we wanted essentially. So GitHub is auto closed. Now posting summary to paperclip and marking this as done, blah, blah, blah. Now it's doing all of this, queued, and now we have a board review for something. No queue, interrupt, cancel. What? Okay, so it's now shipped. So in review is shipped, PR 278 is closed, GitHub Win 150 auto close, ClickUp ticket, these are shipped. Yay! Finally. So this means if I go here and refresh, the PR is closed. Nice. If I go to the issues, there are no open issues whatsoever. And what I did was just for one issue right now, but imagine having 15 issues or 20 issues. And I've asked my teams and even the people in the community to keep creating as many issues as they want, and it will automatically close it. So here you can see that 1 minute ago, this was closed. Super nice. And you can see here is the PR close. It should also have closed the ticket as well automatically. So here it should close the ticket. It should merge the PR. But now going to the main thing, the in review tickets are gone. They should be gone to the shipped part. So here you can see if I go all the way down, this is the ticket that was just moved to shipped. And here you can see 2 minutes ago, this is moved from in review to ship. So that is the agent loop in the nutshell. So we don't have to look into any other things because it's done. Good. Not too bad. And now this is the problem. Why does it get queued all the time? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Why is it that this routine keeps running on and on and on? That I have no clue. So what I'm going to do is, at least I'm going to I don't know. I think I need to either say to it that it should not do it, or I don't know. Coalesce, concurrency, skip miss, ignore schedule workload, never miss. Okay. There definitely should be something that says to create or not to create. I don't know why it keeps creating. Hmm. or maybe I'm not understanding it. Could be either of that. Mr. Comment says great. Yeah, if this starts one more time, the triage agent, I'm gonna lose my mind. I would be like, what's happening here? Um, your tech buddy says, sorry. Basic one for your time are calculated with the Adhan library from GPS, and the alarm runs on the scheduled local notifications. The main twist is you have to photo scan your prayer mat. Fast API packet. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, I think I saw a reel or something that was related to this. There was like this constant azan, not even the azan. I think it was just a loud sound that would just say kafir, 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 and then it would not stop until you actually go and take the image of of the wash basin where you're actually doing wudu from. So that was an interesting one. It hits a fast API backend running on OpenAI's Clip library for image classification for prayer mat that's deployed on Railway. Nice. Some of my services are also on Railway. Android Play Store is taking some time and waiting for all 12 testers. Very nice. If you had to start learning AI agents from scratch today, what would your 90-day roadmap look like? I can't give you a 90-day roadmap right now. What kind of question is that? It would be I would still start with AI Studio. I think I would learn how to use AI Studio with all these parameters, so to say. And I'm not sharing my screen, of course. So here is what I would do. I would go to AI Studio. I would learn how to use this. I would learn how to get the code. I would start building some applications that actually use this code. I would learn how to deploy those, having CI/CD in place. I think that would be what I do. Abdus account says, "What are your thoughts on Hermes AI agent?" I think it's nice. I have not used it. I use OpenClaw still, but I've not touched OpenClaw for I don't know a month or two now. So yes. But okay, I think this is good enough. I think we are done with the agents. No new agents are running in, which means everything should be okay. um I think I could also just double check the shipped ones, or maybe do we have testing on production? No, I don't think so. So I think we don't have a ticket right here. So maybe I think what it was trying to do was create a ticket on production, but it probably did not. So I will go ahead and say create the UAT instructions for the testers to test this on production. I mean the PR. What was the PR name? What is 278? Yeah. I mean the PR. PR we just shipped. So I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Everyone who's watching, make sure to press the thumbs up button so the video gets some traction as well. Now you can see that when you comment on an issue in Paperclip, where I'm managing my agents, it automatically creates a ticket. It starts the AI agent automatically, and you can configure what kind of models would your AI agent use. For example, a triage agent is a smaller one. I don't want this to consume too many tokens. So in the configuration, it is using Cloud Sonnet 4.6 in this case, right? But when it comes to more important agents like CTO, for example, I'm going to actually resume this. So this one essentially is a bit heavier. So this uses Claude Opus 4.8 in this case. We could probably use Sonnet 5 as well, but I don't at the moment. Your tech buddy says, new to AI harness, any guides or any new thing in the market I want to practice? I think when it comes to harness engineering, it is essentially what do you have more than the large language model with your AI tools? So is it MCP tools? Is it AI skills? Is it sub agents or specific agents that you have created? For example, I have a bunch of agents, global agents that I'm using, and I don't have this publicly shared. I don't believe I will anytime soon. But if I go to, for example, my Claude config, yeah, I have that as private for sure. So here you will see that I have some agents, which are business validator, we have release manager, we have SEO operator. So these are some agents that I have. And for the SEO operator, I do have some specialized instruction in there as well. The business validator is the one that I'm using more and more. It is validating all the products that I'm creating. I mean, I have created a bunch of products. I have this focus door application that we have right here. And I should take a break actually. Then I also have Loop, which is a product that I've created for taking feedback. I use it myself. If you go to codewithsn.dev, go to feedback right here, click it. This is essentially the web SDK of the Loop product, but it started as a rather a desktop application, which I also sometimes use when I'm working with my video editor to take screenshots and get feedback or give feedback on the videos that we are publishing on YouTube. But we also have a web SDK, which is super easy to integrate. You just go ahead and take this script, give your API key, put it in your web application, and then now you have a nice little button like this, the feedback button. And you can type something, you can take a screenshot, you can essentially even annotate on top of your feedback. And the best part is that as you go along with this, just hit done. It is going to create a GitHub issue directly in the GitHub repository that you have linked with the project. So a lot of my issues are essentially coming from Loop. Here you see this label called Loop here. So people who are creating these issues are doing it the same way. So here you can see someone went to the website, took a screenshot, and then that's created it. So it automatically creates the issue, and then my AI agent Loop essentially picks those up. And it seems like it crashed, kind of. Let's see what happened here. Singleton key. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart this. I have to find maybe a better way of using loops than paperclip. I mean, I could use um, I could use the usual goals, etc., but sometimes it doesn't also work. PostgreSQL field query select one. Why is it not picking up the database? Fix the issues above and rerun Doctor. Okay, let's try to fix this. I don't know why that is. Let's try to fix this quickly. Let's fix this issue running paperclip. Yeah, paperclip. Mr. Comment says, rate your trust in AI generated code from 1 to git reset hard. Exactly. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at why is it not really looking at the database, because the thing is it should have connected to the database, but with the local database. Okay, let's have a look at. How much did Paperclip AI platform help you, or just another AI agent orchestrator? I think when it comes to when it comes to saving time, I think it saved at least 50 hours so far, because I'm not looking at the um, I'm not looking at the issues myself on GitHub. I do see that um, I do see that my team can test on production. If something fails, we can quickly look into it as well. And it has automated a lot of things that I was doing myself, to be honest. So definitely, and not only that, when it comes to, for example, the agent loops, one of the things that also has saved quite a lot of time is creating blog posts, for example, or creating or improving SEO. So I have agents especially for that particular reason, and that also saves a lot of time. For example, I've now increased the amount of the amount of clicks that are on my web applications significantly. I can easily say. Let me see if I can find that. So here, MongoDB in there. Aha, okay. Set up local database. Interesting. Okay, but I would have to then. Okay. Let's see. So then I can say. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm opening the paperclip. Paperclip. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Why does it say that this is not? Okay, let's see. I think it definitely has something to do with. Oh no. You know what essentially went wrong? We let me see if I can share my screen. What essentially went wrong is with the date with paperclip. Um, my database actually ran out of data limit for the time, because we're saving the logs to the database, etc. And I think I should be running this locally. The reason I went to the reason I went to the cloud database was because I was running this from my PC and my laptop, and that doesn't really work. What I wanted to show was this part right here. So here you see a lot of pages being indexed. So previously they were not, and now they are. Moreover, you see here, if I looked at like 90 days or prior, you can see there's no traction of indexed items, but then also no clicks whatsoever. Here you can see that now we're constantly getting clicks. Even for loop as well, you'll see there's some traction, but I'm still figuring it out with the SEO for this. And then indexing of this also is improving quite a lot. But when it comes to other things, for example, here you see the indexed pages, and here you see the searches. And this is the blog. My blog was not coming into the search at all in the beginning. And then you look at this guy. This is the code with sm.dev platform. So this is coming through all of these things. You see the core web vitals as well, what's happening right here. You're looking at the index pages as well. A lot of issues were previously here as well, but now a lot of pages are indexed as well. So yeah, all of these experiments are essentially coming from, you see this as well, but maybe let's see here. So you see there is some searches coming in as well, and a lot of that also is due to some blogs and articles that are being written. And all I need to do usually, if I go to my agent loop, I go and say run the SEO loop, and it goes ahead, it creates a blog post, and it publishes on a draft on either my Ghost platform, or it also goes if it's for example loop, then it goes and creates a PR for this. So for example, here if I go all the way down, you'll see blog, and here are a bunch of articles, right? Video feedback tools for freelancers, how to annotate screenshots in Mac, and here you can see full-fledged guides with screenshots as well. Now I'm not writing these, the AI agents are essentially writing these as well. So we have blog posts for this. We also have blog posts for Focus Doro as well. And I can show you in one of the guides, for example. So here are all the guides that are being written. And if I go here, you can see the keywords, the screenshots, etc., etc. So all of this is coming in as well. Now let's actually, because I wanted to do this before as well, let's actually try to go through one of the loops as well. Let's see if I can find the one in Pulse Checker. This is source story. Is it Focus Doro? No, not this one, not this one, not this one. Not this one. This is the Focus Doro, right? So post hog, blah blah blah. While do you yeah, in here I was implementing the authentication now, so I don't want to go that route at the moment. And here we essentially released a new version of the notification timings for the widget. But here, let's clear this out, I would say. And what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and I would say run SEO loop, right? As simple as that. Now you can see the instruction always says that we use the SEO operator loop. So it's going to run the SEO loop from here. Oh, the screen is blurry. Now is it clean or no? I've zoomed in a bit, so you should be able to see it better now. Shamir says, should I learn MERN in 2026? Yeah, sure. Why not? Still a lot of jobs available. Okay. So I'm going to let it run. It will look into the existing guides. It would invoke the AI SEO, sorry, the skills for AI, for content strategy, and then it will create essentially a PR. Once the PR exists, or I can actually see in local instance, running it and seeing what is the next guide, and then I can just approve it. As simple as that. I have to look at this. Give me 1 second. I think this loop takes something around 5 minutes, if I'm not wrong. And then you have essentially a blog post that's ready. Clear, that is just a command in Cloud Code to just clear the current context. So nothing fancy. If you could automate one part of your life with AI agent, what would it be, and why isn't it replying to emails? Sneaky messages. If I had to automate one part of my life, I don't think it's going to be replying to emails, to be honest. I think it would be it would definitely be video editing, to be honest. I think if I could automate that, that would be super cool. So from the point of editing the video to publishing it on YouTube. That would be awesome. So all I have to do is just sit, read, or not read, but uh, record, and then just going from there. That would be awesome. You see this right here? No em dashes found. That is an explicit command that all of the SEO agents have. By the way, again, for those of you who are looking for some projects to work on, I created a quick sort of document for you for these 10 Django projects that you could work with. And also all of them have a production checklists, like what you should look for those projects. And when you implement them, what you should be aware of when it comes to production, security, etc., etc. So definitely scan that. And if you can't scan it, just go to codewithsn.kit.com and you should be able to get it. Uh, Good stuff. Thank you, dropping. Allah Hafiz, my work also got finished. Awesome. Awesome. I'll also go now. I'll let this loop run for a while. And by the way, I want to also show you something that I've not published for a while, but it seems like it's working really well. There is this, what do you call it? This application that I'm using right now. Because the thing is, you all only see a part, right? But I have a really big monitor. And what happens is when you're working with this monitor, you can't really show your whole monitor because it would seem too wide, so to say. But you also can only show a particular tab or a window because I'm screen sharing, right? So when I do screen sharing, I can either share a window, a tab, or the whole screen. Those are the only options. But what I'm doing right now is that I'm actually showing or sharing a part of the screen. And I can decide which part to show, the left part of the screen, the right part of the screen, bottom, top, whatever. And the cool part is that this is actually running using this. So if you see this right here, sorry. Whoops, now I have lost access to it. And the thing is, I don't want to do it like this way. Yeah, so here you see this partial share. I can go and say left half, top half, right half, etc., etc. And I can also customize it as well. For example, if I choose, I can actually make it smaller like this, or I can make it big and share more screen like this. As you can see, I don't know how much of you see it, but I'm gonna put it back as it. So I'm going to most likely release this as well. It could also be that I just make this open source. Not really sure at the moment, or we'll see. But this allows me to share half of my screen. And it doesn't matter how many windows I'm using in my screen, it is just showing half of my screen, which is the point. Because sometimes one of the reasons why you would want to do this is that if you're showing your whole screen, nobody would be able to see anything at all. Here I can show half of my screen, which is a bit zoomed in, right? Because it's 1:1 ratio. If I share my whole screen, you're gonna see everything being super tiny. You won't be able to see it, to be honest. If I share my whole screen, let me know if you can see if you can see all of it. Now the thing is, you can't even see all of that because it's let's see. So this is what my whole screen looks like. You see? So if I show my whole screen, this is what you will see. But when I share the partial screen using this thing right here, you can see half of my screen, which is a bit zoomed in, right? So that is like the beauty of this application, so to say. So I can share half of my screen even on an ultra wide screen. And it seems like it's actually doing pretty well. I was expecting some sort of dropping frames, or I would have to, share a bunch of things again and again. But it seems like it's holding on pretty well, and I think I like that part. I'm gonna make it like this. Yep. Okay. Go here. Come back to Chrome. Hi, Anas. How's it going? Okay, let's have a quick check on the app so I can test it. So the SEO loop is done. Daily article is picked. The new guide is Pomo Focus Alternative. Pomo Focus is actually really, really famous when it comes to the the Pomodoro productivity timer. So if you look at Focus Doro, this is what it looks like. If you go to Pomo Focus, it looks like this: short break, long break, really nice, like really simple, really nice. This is also really simple or really nice, but maybe not as simple. It has a bunch of other features like which task you're working on and then the timer, etc., etc. But let's have a quick look at the article that we have just written. So let's do it like this. I think cd focus Doro npm run dev. Let's see. Let's see the new article guides, and that should be here. Pomo Focus Alternative. This, by the way, is not on production at the moment. So this is production. We don't have that article. The last one is Best Pomodoro App for Developers on Mac. Here we have this one as the second last, and this is the new one. So we have Pomo Focus Alternative OBS Overlay plus Desktop Widget. This is today's date essentially. Okay. And the gap that we are actually filling. Okay, good, good, good. We have a table that has a breakdown of what is the difference between these two, Pomo Focus versus Focus Doro. That's nice as well. What Focus Doro adds that Pomo Focus cannot. Okay. We have the live OBS overlay. That's correct. Desktop widget that flows above your editor. That's also correct. This is the desktop widget, by the way, which is this. So I have not only this as a web application, but also a desktop widget as well, which I can use on my machine. Okay. Streak and history tracking, task display on the stream, how to switch from Pomo Focus, sign into Focus Doro, use your Google account, your overlay URL is created automatically on the first sign in, add it to OBS as browser source, good, good, good. For detailed positioning sizing, multi-scene setups, see the complete OBS Pomo Doro setup guide. Who should stay on Pomo Focus? That's also a nice little section there. I don't see a frequently asked question section in here. We do have them on some pages. I think no. Or maybe I'm thinking about something else. But then the good thing is that it also links to the right pages. For example, how to set up Pomodoro timer in OBS, which has all the screenshots like this, like this, like this. So this is a very rich, images heavy article on localhost, and this one is just the new one. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and exit from here, and now we can review the draft, commit and push to deploy. Fast index. I think I'm gonna quickly push this to wait status. Okay. Git add git commit. Let's Mhm. Let's set the commit here. So what are we implementing? We are saying guides, add Pomo focus alternative guide. So we push it. I'm still coding like it's 2022. How do I learn these AI automations? Any course? not, not yet. Hopefully soon. I'm gonna push it. I think I already pushed it, right? So it's going to land on the website, but I also have to then go and add that to Google Search Console myself. I don't think we have an MCP for that yet, but I will see. Pa, 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 pa. Okay, then I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna shut it off for today. But hopefully, when I'm working next time on anything as such, we will meet then. If you have not pressed the like button, do that right now. If you're not subscribed to the channels or YouTube or followed it, do that as well. But until next time, thank you everyone who has joined, and I'm gonna see you the next time I'm live, or in a video, or in a meetup, or in an AI workshop that we usually do every single month. So until the next time, as always, happy coding, and I'm gonna see you.